Hey, what up guys? We're back at it again with another awesome video for you today. OTF, or Only the Family, is a crew that is made up of mainly Black Disciple members. The group was built up by Lil Durk and has seen its share of rising hip-hop artists make their way to the top of the charts. Sadly, they've also seen their fair share of losses too. In today's video, we finna discuss the members of OTF who have lost their lives. Before we start, if you're a fan of the channel, you already know what it is. Before we start the video, make sure to leave a like, and if you would like to join this month's giveaway of one of these items on the screen, then all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and watch this video to the end to comment the hidden keyword. Good luck! Jerome Wood, aka J Money, was a member of OTF as well as a Black Disciples member from O Block. Sadly, his life was cut short when he suffered a gunshot wound to the head on September 2nd, 2013, which happened to be Labor Day. The shooting happened in the 6600 block of South Rhodes Avenue. J Money was only 21 years old. Shortly after his death, many of his friends and associates took to social media to express their condolences. This included Lil Durk, who tweeted, "R.I.P. J Money, we lost a savage who put tears in a nigga's family eye, you ain't never forgotten." While his associates took to the internet to mourn, his rivals began to mock his death. This included rival rappers from FBG Duck, who tweeted, "O Block sorry for y'all lost, LMAO. This dissing even extended to some tracks." No one has been charged or even apprehended in connection to the shooting. However, many in Chicago's streets believe that he was killed by Reason Shaw, aka Lil B. The world won't know how true that is though, because Lil B was shot to death in 2014 by the Chicago PD. L.A. Capone was an up-and-coming rapper from Chicago who was close to Lil Durk, and like Lil Durk, he was a member of the Black Disciples. You would often see Capone in music videos alongside Rondo No. 9 and Quap yelling out GDK, which was a diss towards the Gangsta Disciples. GDK stands for Gangsta Disciples Killer. After spending time at the studio on September 26, 2013, L.A. Capone was ready to leave. When he left the studio, he began to head towards his ride when the hit went off. He was heading down an alley that was near 70th Street and Stony Island Avenue when he was approached. The assailant came up to Capone on foot and fired off multiple shots. L.A. Capone was shot in his thigh and his lower back. The shooting occurred at around 6:25 p.m. Shortly after the shooting occurred, Lil Durk took to Twitter. He sent out a tweet giving Capone his best wishes and hoping that he gets well. However, the world knew that wasn't the case when around 8 p.m. that same evening, Durk tweeted, "R.I.P. Lil Bro." Almost a year later, in August of 2014, police charged 3 individuals with the murder of Capone. 2 of them were members of the 051 Young Money, a rival set that often clashes with the BDs. Both were hit with first-degree murder charges, as well as the driver of a follow car. Police claimed that all 3 confessed shortly after being booked. Though he didn't get the chance to drop a mixtape before his passing, after the shooting his affiliates dropped King LA for him. This included some of his most popular singles such as Play for Keeps and Round Here. Lil Pat, aka Pluto, was another rapper from Chicago who was a member of OTF. Pluto didn't get to leave his mark in the hip-hop industry, however, due to the fact that his life was cut short. On November 29, 2013, when Lil Pat was 24 years old, he was involved in a car accident that resulted in his death. During the car accident, the car rolled over when they were going down Lakeshore Drive. Paramedics arrived at the scene and Pluto was already deceased. He was driving with 2 female passengers, one 25 and the other 33. Both women survived the incident. Following his death, his friends and family took to social media to mourn. This includes Fredo Santana as well as Durk, who both had tweets talking about R.I.P. Pluto. In an interview that Lil Durk did, he stated that the family hasn't seen any money from the city in relation to Pluto's passing. Apparently, when someone gets into a car crash on city streets and it ends up being fatal, usually the city has to pay someone to help with the cost of the funeral and such. This wasn't the case apparently for Pluto, with the city saying the accident was somehow gang related, which doesn't make sense. How is a rollover crash related to gang violence at all? Nusky, who was otherwise known as OTF Nunu, was Lil Durk's cousin who lost his life after being shot to death while sitting in a parked vehicle. Durk's vehicle to be exact. On May 31st, 2014, OTF Nunu was killed in what many believe to be a retaliation hit while he was sitting inside of an SUV that belonged to his cousin Durk. Many believe that the death of Nusky was taken out by a member of the rival set 051 Young Money, specifically a member by the name of 051 Melly. Melly was said to be one of the deadliest shooters in Chicago at the time and was feeling some type of way over the death of his associate Lil Mark, who was also a part of 051 Young Money. Lil Mark was killed shortly after he dissed members of the Black Disciples on his remix of Durk's song Competition. He retitled the remix into No Competition and was killed shortly after its release. In response to his death, Melly allegedly saw one of Durk's SUVs and began to unload shots. It's unknown whether Nusky was the actual target or if they were hoping to hit Durk. Who knows, maybe it didn't matter either way. Maybe the shooter was just out for blood. OTF Chino was killed in a way that was very similar to OTF Nunu. Chino was sitting in his car while parked in Chicago's Avalon Park on March 27, 2015, when someone unloaded shots into the side of his vehicle, killing him on the spot. OTF Chino was not only a member of the OTF crew, but he was also the manager of Lil Durk. Many people credit the hit to the same man that allegedly killed OTF Nusky, which was 051 Melly. People believe that the hit was in retaliation to Lil Durk's remix of Finito by Chief Keef. Durk throws shot at 051 Young Money, claiming he's gonna shoot up their block. Melly responded by calling Durk a fake gangster, but many believe that he didn't stop there, and when he saw Chino sitting in his car, he just took the opportunity as he saw it and took out a major member of Durk's team. King Von, aka Grandson, was one of the hottest new rappers on the scene during his short but strong career in the hip-hop industry. Shortly after being released from a 3-year stay in jail awaiting trial, he signed to OTF and took off. His career started hot, and many thought it was a huge loss when his life was taken in an altercation that occurred in Atlanta. Shortly before his death, King Von had been beefing with NBA YoungBoy over the fact that pictures showed Von spending time with YoungBoy's ex. Though Von claimed it was strictly business, things still got heated between the two artists. Then this extended to people associated with YoungBoy, including Quando Rondo. About a week after Von dropped his first studio album, Welcome to O-Block, the news went out that he had been shot to death. On November 6, 2020, King Von got into an altercation with Quando Rondo. Both men's people began fighting as well. During the fight, a gun was pulled out and ultimately fired at King Von. The fight that took place outside of a hookah bar in Atlanta that resulted in the death of one of the hottest rappers at the time also happened to be captured on video. This was truly a dark day for Chicago drill rap and the OTF crew. D-Thang was the brother of Lil Durk and one of the most recent OTF members to be killed. He was spending his night at a club in Harvey, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. After a verbal altercation, a fight broke out. Weapons were then pulled and shots were fired. D-Thang was shot in the head and pronounced dead on the scene. Many believe that he was killed in retaliation to a track that Lil Durk released featuring Meek Mill. The song was titled Still Running, and many believe that Durk throws shade at the late FBG Duck, though Durk denies these claims. The shooting of D-Thang occurred only 2 days after the song's release, and many find that a bit more than coincidental. OTF has taken many hits over the years, yet the numbers still continue to grow, and the distance still continues to fly. Lil Durk and his crew have lost many members, and sadly that probably won't change if the cycle of violence continues. What do you think? Is there any way that the violence can be stopped and the community could come together, or is there too much blood already? Be sure to let us know in the comments section. That's all for today's video. Hey you, yeah you like the video? Great, we got another one for you that we guarantee you'll like. And all you have to do is click on the screen. It's free and without any hidden fees, but you have to click on fast because this message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.